Welcome to the first episode of 2024. If you can hear like a whirring sound, my heater's on. It's really just too cold in here to not have it on. But it's January. That's forgivable, right? But today, I thought we might take a look at another American classic. We've already visited ranch dressing, green bean casserole, and sweet potato pie. So I thought we should take a look at tuna noodle casserole. Tuna noodle casserole, as we know it, was created by Campbell's Soup, because of course it was, in the 1940s. And it seems the original recipe didn't have peas or noodles in it. It was just tuna and condensed soup mix and potato chips. I don't know, that sounds pretty odd to me. So it's evolved a little bit, at least to the addition of noodles. Somehow they were considering it the perfect casserole to combine either fish or meat with canned soup and a crunchy element. In the case of the tuna casserole being potato chips, but at least to a modern day American, a casserole without like a bulk starch component feels wrong. And we need our vegetables, right? Now, I'm sure if you make this at home, there's any number of variations you can try. You could add different vegetables, different seasonings, different toppings. That's entirely up to you. But I'm going to show you how I make it. Let's go into the kitchen. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I've got a pot of water heating up on the stove, and I am going to boil these egg noodles. Now, whenever I talk about egg noodles, this is what I mean, not the Asian ones. And I've been told you don't have these in the UK. Do you have them in the rest of Europe, or you have something similar? They're kind of a wide, ripply noodle that's not as thick as regular pasta. They're kind of delicate. And if you don't have these, what kind of noodles or pasta do you use in casserole? Let me know that down below in the comments. But I'm gonna go put these in the pot of water so that they can get cooking for me. I'm making a relatively small tuna casserole, so I'm only using half a bag of noodles. But if you have a large family, by all means, use a whole bag. The next thing I'm going to do is dice up at least half of this onion. Let's see what it looks like as I dice it. Excuse me, my knife is back there. I should have left my sleeves rolled up. These are not the greatest. This is not the greatest sweater to cook in. But it's cute, and it's new, and I like it. And that matters. Okay. So just going to do some long cuts, and then some orbital cuts to get some diced onion. You know, I think I am going to do the whole onion, and I don't like the looks of this outer layer, so it's coming off. And that is going to go into my casserole dish. The next thing I'm going to put in is a can of cream of mushroom soup. You can use cream of onion too. I've done that before. Both are good. And then the flagship ingredient, tuna. I like a lot of tuna in my tuna noodle casserole, so I'm actually probably going to use 2 cans. I'll start with one and see what that looks like, but I'm probably going to open the second one. Let me get these open. I went ahead and opened the mushrooms and peas while I was at it. But I've got this tuna, and I'm not going to drain it, because normally you'd add milk to cream of mushroom soup. It's a concentrate. And I, would rather have like the extra tuna punch, and B, my milk kind of went bad and I might need to go to the grocery store. I really like mushrooms, so a can of mushrooms. Sometimes I add 2 of these. And some canned peas. Now, I'm not a big fan of canned peas, so I'm just going to add about half the can, and my dogs will get the rest of these. Yes, I should not wear this sweater to cook in. Some black pepper. And a nice pinch of salt. Not too much salt. The soup has a lot of salt in it. And this one is a little different. I don't think most people do this. But I'm going to put in some rosemary. About a teaspoon. Maybe that's half a teaspoon. And I'm going to mix this up and see what it looks like. And yeah, I do want the other can of tuna, so I'm going to get this opened. In that goes. And I forgot another very important ingredient. Cheddar cheese. Now I'm just going to put a handful or so in here. And I know this bag is almost empty, but I've got more in my freezer. So I'm going to go get that while the noodles are boiling. I know this looks a little thick, but once the noodles are done, I can add a little bit of that water, that starchy water, to this to help loosen it up a bit. But I am going to give my dog the peas and grab the cheese out of the freezer, let the pasta finish, noodles finish, I don't know what I'm going to call that, and I'll see you back in a minute. Okay, noodles are boiled, peas have been given to the dog, and cheese has been acquired. This is still hot. And then just gonna give this a careful stir. Want to get it well combined without getting everything everywhere. Now sometimes, if I'm feeling a little more out of the box, I'll add some balsamic vinegar to this mix, and that's good too. Okay. And I just realized that this is out of frame. Hopefully this hasn't been out of frame the entire time I've been working. Sorry if it has. That's a little better, huh? The only thing left to do to this is cheese on top. Because what's a casserole without cheese on top, right? Just use the rest of that bag and then this one. I have taken to buying the big 10-pound bag of cheese and then dividing it into a couple bags and freezing most of it. Get a better price that way, but it doesn't go bad on you. Can't have too much cheese, right? Okay, so this is going to go in the oven at 350 degrees. That's about 180 C for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. You want to let everything get nice and hot. You want to let those onions cook. And I will see you back at our regularly scheduled location because the reindeer have vacated the premises. Christmas tree in the comments if you know what I mean. And I will see you back there shortly. Bye. All right, so welcome back. I let this cook for about 45-50 minutes and it's ready to eat now. You can see it's got noodles, the mushrooms, the onions. There's a pea hiding in there, and then everyone's favorite part, the melty cheese at the top. And I didn't even think about it. In the original, it was topped with like crushed potato chips, and you could certainly still do that. Or you could use the crispy onions that we used in the green bean casserole. That would be very good too. Or maybe like an unsweetened cornflake kind of thing, something to add crunch on top. That would definitely be good and is probably done in a lot of American households. It just wasn't done in mine growing up, so it's not something I think of adding to my tuna noodle casserole. You could even use breadcrumbs for that matter. But let's dig in, shall we? Like I said, everyone's favorite part is the melty cheese topping. Some noodles, some tuna in there. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't a gourmet meal that you're going to get at a 5-star restaurant. But it's hearty, it's filling, it's easy, which matters. It's delicious. It's perfect for a weeknight dinner or when you don't have a lot of bandwidth and just want to mix some things together. This probably shows up on my table a few times a year. And I know that doesn't seem like much, but I'm not one of those people that eats the same thing every week or even every month. If I make a dish 4 times a year, that's a lot for me. I get bored with eating the same thing day after day. Some people can, I cannot. But if you've never tried tuna noodle casserole before, give it a shot. It's good. I don't think you'll be disappointed. But that's all I've got for today. So if you could give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye!